Hello and welcome to my US presidential election results analysis video with myself, Richard Perry, market analyst at Hantec. Now I'm going to be looking at some of the major markets that are affected by this US presidential election today and how the impact is going to be quite important, I think, going forward. Now, the key takeaway, I think, from the election so far, or certainly the results overnight, is that there is no clear winner. Donald Trump has claimed victory, but essentially this is far too early to determine whether it is true or not, because there are some key swing states of Wisconsin, of Pennsylvania and Michigan that are yet to declare the winner because of the huge number of postal votes. Now, Trump is complaining that the postal vote system, it creates the potential for voter fraud. He's claiming that voters are being disenfranchised, and it's a right old mess. It really is a big mess, and he's going to the Supreme Court to try and sort it out. Now, this was the worst case scenario that we could think of, really, in the uncertainty of the result, and also the political chicanery that Trump will try and engage to try and hold on to power. So it is really interesting, and I think that it's going to be very uncertain in the days ahead. Now we look at this chart. Look at this slide, and we see that US dollar positive is one of the main takeaways in the Forex space, and that pretty much does affect across the major markets, I think, because it means that you're going to see some of the major currency pairs coming under pressure for the downside, such as Aussie dollar, such as the New Zealand dollar. Cable could have a bit of an impact to the downside. Equally, it's interesting to see that the euro is holding up relatively well, as at the moment is gold. Now, gold has previously been seen as a bit of a safe haven, and it is interesting that gold hasn't been playing as a safe haven in the last few weeks, as the dollar play has come into focus. But I think that the gold chart could be a little bit of a safe haven play. But let's have a look at some of these MT4 charts that you're all looking at to try and show what we're talking about. Now, here we can see euro dollar, which has been very volatile overnight, spiking down to 16 big figure, then back up to 1780, and is back in the middle again. I think that this is going to continue to be choppy. I think ultimately that the dollar does play into a strengthening move. I think that it's going to be testing 16.10, that key September low. I think that's going to play out in the days ahead as the political shenanigans continue to run and the uncertainty is in the market. I think similarly for cable, I think cable has been more to the downside than the euro has today. There's Brexit factors involved there, but certainly I think that cable could be sort of testing 29 figure and below, maybe even the 28.50, 28.60 area of the support of the last month or so could come under pressure. Now, dollar yen, I think, is a little bit of an interesting one, because you still would see that the yen is, I think, a safe haven factor. But the dollar is clearly a bit of a winner at the moment, so that could edge dollar yen higher. But ultimately, I would still see dollar yen playing lower in due course. But I think for now we have a little bit of an upside bias on dollar yen. Now, the gold chart is interesting because, as I said, gold has, well, it's been playing a bit of an anti-dollar trade recently. Dollar negative correlation, and dollar strengthening should be pulling gold lower, and it is. Gold is back underneath 1890 today, and I think there is a bias on gold back towards 1860 to 1850 in the coming days if this dollar does continue to strengthen. Okay, so one final chart we are going to look at is the DAX. Volatility throughout equity markets, we've seen that playing out overnight. The hourly chart on the DAX shows a sharp move to the downside, rebound upside, and then starting to drop back again to the downside. I think that is going to continue. Again, I think risk negative means that equity markets are going to be moving negatively in due course. But I think at the moment, markets are so uncertain that they're flying all over the place. So just be mindful of that. But I think that the net trend, I think, is going to start to be the DAX falling over in the coming days, as this uncertainty continues to play out. And until we get a positive outcome from the election, I think that we could see that the DAX remains under a little bit of pressure. Yeah, don't forget there's a Fed meeting tomorrow, and also the Bank of England. Bank of England expected to increase quantitative easing by $100 billion 100 billion pounds. And also we have the ISM non-manufacturing PMI as well today. So with that in mind, I wish you good luck in your trading. Thank you for joining me on my video today about the US presidential election and the impact on its markets. And I will wish you good luck in your trading, and I'll speak to you all very soon.